Number 7. DINO TOMASSETTI. On Christmas morning of 2021, 29-year-old bodybuilder DINO TOMASSETTI entered his parents' mansion in Long Island, New York. Inside the home were his parents, 65-year-old Rocco Tomassetti and 64-year-old Vincenza Tomassetti, his 1-year-old son, and his son's mother, Clarissa Perez. DINO had been in the midst of a custody battle with Perez, and despite not having custody, he still tried to leave the mansion with his son. When his parents and Perez prevented him from doing so, DINO lost his temper. A heated argument ensued which led to DINO pulling out a gun and shooting both his parents in anger. His mother suffered a bullet to the head, while his father received 2 bullets, one in the back and another in the wrist. Luckily, the gun ran out of bullets, but DINO proceeded to pistol whip his father multiple times before hastily fleeing the scene in his Cadillac Escalade. Police tracked down Tomassetti in New Jersey later that same day, thanks to GPS technology in his vehicle. Rocco and Vincenzo were rushed to the hospital, where they underwent surgery and miraculously made a full recovery. DINO faces charges of endangering the welfare of a child, first and second degree assault, and 2 counts of attempted murder in the second degree. Number 6. Danny Riordan. What was supposed to be a fun party at a friend's house on September the 14th, 2014 in Orlando, Florida, turned into an award-winning female bodybuilder getting arrested after drinking too much. Then 24-year-old Danny Riordan, also known as Little Monster for her crazy strength and ferocity, despite her 5-foot height, is a pro competitor for the International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness. After having one too many drinks that night, she started acting belligerent. When her boyfriend of 3 years, Ian Schofield, tried to take her home, she tackled him and shattered the windshield of his truck with a single kick. She yelled at fellow partygoers and even hit multiple vehicles with plants that she ripped out of the ground. Despite her boyfriend's refusal of pressing charges, officers arrested her anyway. While in the back of the cop car, she banged her head repeatedly against the cage that separated her and the officers. Ultimately, she was charged with resisting arrest and battery. Number 5. Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan. Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan were legends in the bodybuilding world, each with multiple championship titles and awards under their belts. Their reputation as the perfect power couple grew, and they earned the admiration of both fans and fellow bodybuilders alike. At a bodybuilding competition in 2001, Titus met Melissa James, a dancer in her mid-20s with aspirations of opening her own dance studio. After a first failed attempt at doing so, Titus offered to help James by inviting her to live with him and Ryan in Las Vegas while working as their assistant. James accepted the offer, but shortly after moving in with them, she began to see what she had hoped would be a promising step forward wasn't what it seemed. Titus and Ryan's turbulent, drug-filled relationship resulted in countless rampages and unsettling behavior. James started getting into more disagreements with the couple, particularly Ryan. When rumors surfaced that she was having an affair with Titus, James decided to move back home, but on the day of her flight, an altercation broke out between James and the couple when she threatened to expose their secrets. On December the 14th, 2005, Melissa James's charred body was found in the back of Ryan's car. The autopsy revealed that James had been tasered 5 times, beaten, strangled, and injected with toxic levels of morphine before the couple drove her body out to the middle of the desert and set it on fire in an attempt to dispose of the evidence. Titus and Ryan attempted to flee, but it was short-lived. The couple were captured by police within a week. On August the 28th, 2008, Titus was convicted of second-degree murder, kidnapping, and arson. He was sentenced to 21 to 55 years in prison and is still behind bars to this day. Ryan was convicted of arson and battery with a deadly weapon and sentenced to 2 consecutive terms of 3 to 13 years in prison. On October the 24th, 2017, Ryan was released on parole after 12 years behind bars. Number 4. Tammy STEFFEN. In a shocking case of cybercrime that spanned from August of 2016 to July of 2018, Tammy STEFFEN, a 37-year-old bodybuilder and mother of 4 from Pasco County, Florida, could no longer keep up with her cyber-stalking games. Over the course of 2 years, Steffen anonymously harassed, cyberstalked, and threatened 6 of her fellow bodybuilding competitors, as well as her former business partner. The FBI confirmed that Steffen created at least 369 Instagram accounts and 18 email addresses, all used to harass and send threatening messages to her victims. Messages like, "I plan to slice you up into little pieces." It wasn't just messages though. Steffen also called her victims using voice disguising software to hide who she was. She even went as far as involving her own 12-year-old daughter in her schemes. She staged a fake kidnapping of her daughter with the intention of pinning it on her former business partner, seeking revenge because she accused him of destroying her chances of winning a fitness competition. On July 9th, 2018, Steffen called the police reporting that someone left a headless doll on her front porch with a note that read, "New toy for the kids." 5 days later, she called the police again to report that her daughter was almost kidnapped by a Hispanic man. She coached her daughter on the description to give the police. In a bush, Steffen planted a laptop case containing a notebook filled with personal information about Steffen and her house as fake evidence. Investigators realized that something was off when Steffen's daughter asked what the consequences would be if she told the truth about what happened. Eventually, police found a surveillance video from Walmart that showed Steffen purchasing the laptop case and notebook. They then launched an official investigation into Steffen that led the FBI to uncover her online activity. Steffen was arrested on July 17th, 2018 for filing false police reports, tampering with evidence, and child neglect. A few days later, witness tampering charges were included when Steffen called her daughter from jail and pressured her to take the blame for the kidnapping scheme. In November of 2018, she faced charges of threatening communications online and cyberstalking. Steffen ultimately pleaded guilty on December 21st, 2018 and was sentenced to 4 years and 9 months in prison. Number 3. Terrence MURRELL. 34-year-old British model Terrence MURRELL had been on the run from British police since October 2018 after they discovered that he was part of a gang that was shipping illegal steroids from China to the UK to sell, with the UK police in hot pursuit to bring him to justice for this illegal activity. He fled to Bali, where he lived as a fugitive for several months. While in Bali, he was selling adult content to fund his luxurious lifestyle. Little did he know that this decision would land him in even more trouble, this time with Bali authorities. Indonesia has strict anti-adult content laws, and MURRELL was arrested on July 28, 2019 in Kuta for producing adult content. While under arrest, police tagged on additional charges for drug use and overstaying his visa by 150 days. Meanwhile, British authorities worked together with the Bali police to send MURRELL back to the UK, where he would face charges for the illegal drug smuggling and dealing. When questioned about his involvement with the gang, he told police that he personally bought the drugs for himself with the intention to look his best as a male model. But evidence to the contrary resulted in him being sentenced to 3 years and 1 month in prison. He was also ordered to pay back over £31,000 that he made from illegal drug smuggling and dealing, or face an additional 15 months added on to his sentence. It didn't end there. There's a possibility that after serving his sentence in the UK, that he may still face charges in Indonesia for the production of adult content, pending the final results of that investigation. Today's topic was requested by Scrappy Doo. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. Number 2. Melissa Bumstead. On September 1st, 2021, a package being shipped to 30-year-old bodybuilder Melissa Bumstead was flagged by Customs and Border Protection. While the manifest for the package claimed that its contents included vitamins, massage oil, and a t-shirt, agents discovered 6 different steroids and other prescription medications upon opening the package. On September 10th, 2021, Bumstead was arrested by the Martin County Sheriff's Office in Florida. They believed that she was importing drugs from Montreal, Canada, without the proper prescriptions, which is a felony in the United States. She was arrested on 6 counts of possession of controlled substances without a prescription. Bumstead was released from jail a day later on September 11th, 2021. There have been no updates on this case. Number 1. John Riccardi. John Riccardi was a bodybuilder living in Los Angeles in 1983. Then 58-year-old Riccardi had an unhealthy obsession with his ex-girlfriend, 41-year-old Connie Navarro. Their 2.5-year relationship had come to an end due to arguments between the two, and witnesses testified to Riccardi stalking Navarro post-breakup. At one point, Riccardi even broke into Navarro's house and found her 15-year-old son, David Navarro, at home. He handcuffed him, threatened him with a gun, but decided to leave shortly thereafter. Just a week after this incident, on March 3rd, 1983, Riccardi came back to the Navarro residence where he fatally shot Navarro and her friend, 42-year-old Sue Jory, before fleeing the scene and disappearing for 8 long years. Luckily, Navarro's son wasn't home at the time. It wasn't until the case was featured on the popular show America's Most Wanted that police were able to finally catch up to Riccardi thanks to tips received from viewers of the show. Riccardi was found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder and received the death penalty. However, the Supreme Court of California overturned the ruling and gave Riccardi a new sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Navarro's son went on to become a famous musician, playing guitar for the noteworthy bands Jane's Addiction and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. He also hosted the popular reality competition TV series Ink Master. Thanks for watching. Would you rather step into the ring with a 250 pounds bodybuilder or with a 125 pounds women's flyweight UFC fighter? Let us know in the comments section below.